welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I would love to have you subscribe, like, comment, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So today's video is going to be a tag video. Angelica Lyremar, another creator on this platform, recently created a new tag and she asked me to be a part of it, and I was so thrilled to be doing this. Angelica creates some of the most fun tags to do. There are several I still need to do on my channel, and I'm looking forward to doing those in the new year, 2022. And this tag is a makeup of 2021 review. So there's 10 different questions that Angelica has created, just talking about different brands, different products, things we liked, things we didn't like, just kind of a fun mix of things to answer. So if you guys are interested to hear my answers to the 10 questions that Angelica Lyremar created for her makeup of 2021 review, then please sit back, relax, and let's get started. All right, let's get started on these questions for Angelica Lyremar's 2021 Makeup in Review tag. But before I get started, I did want to say that I have been watching Angelica now for maybe, a year to 2 years. I think that's about as long as I've been subscribed to her channel. And she is just such a beautiful, wonderful, amazing, angelic woman. I love watching her videos. She's so talented, and she has probably one of the most beautiful makeup collections I think I've ever seen on YouTube. I mean, it's just out of this world amazing. And the cool thing is she recently started doing vlogs on her channel. She's from Sweden, and that's a place that my husband and I really want to go someday. So we thoroughly enjoy watching those vlogs. Sweden just looks like such a magical, beautiful place, and I really hope that someday my husband and I are able to go there. So when Angelica tagged me in this, I was so thrilled. My husband was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, I love her. So yeah, our whole family's thrilled that I'm doing this tag right now. All right, so the first question is brands that I fell in love with this year. And the first one is definitely going to be Nomad Cosmetics. This is the America's Parks palette. This is the most recent palette that I've purchased from the brand. This isn't their most newest palette, but it's the newest to me. This is such a gorgeous color story. The mattes, the shimmers, they just look stunning to me, and I cannot wait to get this palette out and use it on my channel. I have 5 Nomad Cosmetics palettes in total. I have this one that I haven't used yet. I have the Tokyo Harajuku palette, I have the Tuscan palette, the Berlin Underground, and then the Cartagena Magica palette. And they're all absolutely incredible. The formula of Nomad is unlike anything I've ever used. The mattes blend out so easily and so beautifully. They basically blend themselves, especially the Berlin Underground palette. Oh, that's such a beautiful palette, and it's no longer available, so I'm sorry to be gushing all over it if you guys haven't picked it up, but if you can get your hands on that palette, I highly recommend it. It's just this beautiful grungy color story. And their shimmer formula is out of this world, especially the Tokyo Harajuku palette. I've shown that a couple of times on my channel, and I'm just blown away by how beautiful their products are, especially their eyeshadow palettes. That's really the only thing I have experience with. I do have one of their highlighters that I love that too. But yeah, I just love Nomad Cosmetics. Such a wonderful indie brand, and I cannot wait to get more and more and more of their palettes and other products. Another brand that I fell in love with this year is Makeup by Lisa. This is what I have on my eyes today. This is the You're Out of This World eyeshadow palette. This is such a gorgeous palette. The performance of these shadows is incredible. We have a pressed glitter here, which is really fun. And then we also have these 2 beautiful shimmers, and the rest are mattes, and they're just stunning. This look was so easy to create because the shadows just blend so easily. And I've used this, gosh, maybe 4 or 5 times now, and I thoroughly enjoy it. These shimmers here are gorgeous. They're kind of a little bit of a flip to them, a little bit of duochromeness to it. And I love this. This is a UK indie brand that Steph, not your basic Steph, she turned me onto this brand. She's used this several times on her channel, and I was so impressed with how the palettes looked and how her looks came together that I instantly got this. This is the only palette that I have from this brand, but I definitely will be getting more. And then I also have some single shimmers that I've used a couple times on my channel as well. Love this brand. Love it, love it. I'm going to have Nomad Cosmetics, and I will also have Makeup by Lisa linked in my description box as well if you guys are interested in checking them out. And then my last brand that I fell in love with this year, this is Queen Nubia Cosmetics. This is the Fall For Me eyeshadow palette. This is a US indie brand that I recently discovered on Instagram. I connected with the brand owner. I adore her, and I'm so thrilled that I found her because this palette is gorgeous. I have several other of her products. Cannot wait to get more from her brand. I'm also going to have her website linked in the description box. If you have not checked out Queen Nubia Cosmetics, I highly recommend it. She's got such wonderful quality products for very affordable prices. Everything is vegan and cruelty free, and I just think you would love her products. And I love the brand owner too. She's amazing. The next question is brands that I broke up with this year. And I can't really say that I've broken up with any brands. I'm not really into the whole cancel culture. I just don't really like that whole vibe. But one brand that I noticed that I haven't really purchased a lot of things from in the year of 2021 was Morphe. And I do have a lot of their kind of bigger palettes. They're kind of repetitive shades in there. And I do like them, but I feel like I've gotten what I've liked and needed from Morphe, and I don't know that I really need or want anything else from the brand. I will be keeping an eye out on the brand's website and things like that. I get like, emails from them, and I'll be, checking them out. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like I've gotten what I've needed and wanted from Morphe, and I just, like I said, I just don't know that I will get anything else. I know that they have kind of a shady reputation, and I don't really love that about them, but I just think, I don't know, I just have kind of gotten to the point where, I got what I needed and I'm moving on with other brands. The third question is makeup products that I'm glad I did not buy in the year of 2021. And there's one thing that stands out to me above all others. Kylie Jenner, she created a palette around Halloween time, the Nightmare on Elm Street palette. Now, I don't own anything from Kylie Cosmetics. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the whole Kardashian thing, but I am a huge fan of horror movies. And when I saw that she was going to be coming out with this palette, I was like, oh, I got to get that. And it's my first foray into the Kylie Cosmetics land. And I was obsessed with Freddy Krueger when I was like in middle school and high school. I know that sounds really weird, but I just love the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I actually had a life-size cardboard cutout of Freddy Krueger in my bedroom. He was wearing a tux and his gloved hand was up and it said, "Wanna dance?" on the bottom. He had this big crazy smile on his face. And my mother was so happy when I moved out and took that thing with me because she hated it. But anyway, when it finally was released and I saw the color story, I was like, that's the Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street palette. It just didn't really say Freddy Krueger or Nightmare on Elm Street to me for some reason. And then, the more I thought about it, I thought, do I really want a palette that is like promoting a fictitious serial killer? Not really. So I'm really glad that I didn't buy that palette. I don't know that I'll ever get anything from that brand. It's just not something that's really on my radar. But yeah, that really disappointed me because that just, I don't know, did not really speak Freddy Krueger to me or Nightmare on Elm Street. And yeah, I don't think I need a fictitious serial killer palette in my collection. The fourth question is makeup products that I'm glad that I did buy in 2021. And that would be the Kaleidos Angelica Nyquist Club Nebula palette. This palette is probably in my top 3, I would have to say. This is such a gorgeous palette. The mattes are amazing. The shimmers are so good. And I've used this a few times. I haven't used it recently, but like every time I look at it, I think, oh gosh, I got to pull that out and use it some more. But I have so many palettes that I have to use that I don't know. But I really do want to get this out again and use it soon. And this is the first palette I've ever tried from Kaleidos Cosmetics. And this absolutely won me over. It's so beautiful. So I know I'm hoping that I will be getting some more from this brand soon in the year 2022 and beyond. This is a really fun brand. I think they create really pretty palettes and other products. And this one, they definitely did a great job with. I don't think this is still available anymore. And I'm hoping that those of you who are watching this have this palette, or that you can easily get your hands on it, because this is something that I think everybody should have in their collection. Even if you're not a huge fan of colorful looks, I still think you would love this palette because, there's a lot of different things you can do with it. You don't have to go super bold and crazy. You can do kind of a toned down, more neutral look. But yeah, love this palette, and I'm so happy that I was able to get this. The fifth question is Overhyped makeup products of 2021. And there's one brand that I really think released something that was really overhyped, and I think it kind of disappointed a lot of us. And that was Urban Decay when they came out with their Prince palettes. Prince is a superhero icon in my life. I started listening to Prince when I was probably in grade school, and I had posters of him all over my bedroom wall. Purple Rain, I was obsessed with that movie. I raised my kids to love Prince. Purple Rain is actually my son's favorite song. He's 19 and he loves that song. And I was so excited. I think I was watching Nikki Raven. She was doing one of her new makeup release videos, and I saw the front of the palette. And I'm like, oh, it's Prince. I just about came out of my skin when I saw that. And I thought, I don't care how much that is. That can be $3 million. I will go rob a bank and I will get that palette. When she showed the inside of the palette, I was like, huh? That's a Prince palette? I don't know. I just think I thought it was going to be more purple and vibrant and deep purple. And I don't know, every single color of purple you could even come up with. And I thought there would be some really cool duochrome shades in there. And then the other palette was just kind of I don't know. I just thought, What's going on here? This just did not say Prince to me. So that was something that I thought was really overhyped, and I don't know that it really lived up to its name, Prince. I mean, I don't know that anybody can really create a makeup product or a palette that really says Prince, but him himself. And unfortunately, he's no longer on this earth, which just breaks my heart into a million pieces. And I hate to like knock a brand, but I don't know. I think they missed the mark with the Prince palettes. I have seen some creators create some really pretty looks with those palettes, but I don't know. It still does not speak Prince to me. So that made me really sad, disappointed me. Question number 6 is, what makeup product is worth the hype of 2021? And even though I have not used this yet, it's coming soon on my channel. It's the Giant Wolves palette from Odin's Eye. This is their collab with Annette's Makeup Corner. This is such a gorgeous palette. I've swatched the shimmers. I swatched them for my husband, and he has absolutely no interest in makeup at all. I mean, you know, he humors me and tells me how nice my makeup looks, but really, I don't think he cares. And I swatched the shimmers for him, and he was like, wow, that's like sorcery, magic, wizardry at its finest. And I said, I know, it's amazing. And I cannot wait to use this palette. I've seen Steph and I've seen a lot of other creators create the most beautiful looks with this baby. And I was so happy that I got this. I got this during the Black Friday sales, and it took forever for it to get here because it's a Swedish indie brand. It's coming from Sweden. And I've mentioned this before. The postal service here in Oregon, where I live, is atrocious. So this took forever. I've just been like planning and plotting and scheming the looks that I'm going to create with this baby, and I cannot wait. But yeah, I definitely think this palette was worth the hype. I haven't used it yet, but I can't imagine that I'm going to feel anything less than that once I do use this. So keep your eyes out because this will be coming soon. Question number 7 is the best indie brand of 2021. And without a doubt, hands down, I'm going to say Queen Nubia Cosmetics. Now, I don't know for sure when Shakara started her brand. She may have started it in 2020 or 2019. I'm not sure, but I found it this year, 2021, like within the last couple of months. And I am so thoroughly impressed and in love with all of the products that I've purchased from her thus far. I have the eyeshadow palette. I have a few liquid liners, a few liquid lipsticks, a lip gloss, a highlighter. She also threw in a eyeshadow primer as well that I've yet to try, but I'm going to use that in a video coming up. And I just love her products, and I love her. She's just an amazing woman. She's so motivating and inspiring to me, and I really wish her all the success in the world. And I really hope that everybody, I'm not kidding, I know that's dramatic and that's a lot, but I hope that, and I hope she's able to produce enough products for everybody, but I really do hope that everyone discovers Queen Nubia Cosmetics and gets her products, because I think you would just love them. I am such a huge fan. Her liquid liner and her liquid lipsticks are the best formula I've ever used. So yes, Queen Nubia Cosmetics, in my opinion, wins the best indie brand of 2021. Number 8 is the worst makeup release of 2021. And this is not easy for me to do because I really don't like to speak negatively about makeup brands or products. And I don't think this is like the worst makeup release ever of 2021, like globally. I just think in my collection, with the things that I got over the year and used and experimented with and played with, these are my least favorite. And these are the monochromatic ColourPop palettes that came out this year. I did get all 5. 2 of them I gave to my daughter, and the purple one I still have not used. It's in my box of shame. And I think the reason why is because I just didn't love these. I did use these both in a look in a video early on in my channel. And while they're beautiful color stories, this is the green one. This is called High Society. Like I said, it's gorgeous. I don't know, the mattes just didn't really perform very well. There was a lot of kick up in the pan, a lot of flyaway when you would tap the brush off, and then when I would blend them on my lid, they just kind of blend off. And the shimmers just needed a lot more work than I felt was necessary. So yeah, I don't know. You may disagree with me, and that's totally fine. This isn't, you know, to be taken personally. It's just something that I was just kind of shocked about because I really love ColourPop palettes. I have a ton of them, and they're all amazing except for these 2. I just was like, I don't know. And I think part of it has to do with the fact that they crank palettes out constantly, and I do think that the quality does suffer. I mean, I think, in my opinion, or in my experience, these palettes did suffer from that. This is the Rumor Has It palette. This is the blue color story of the bunch. And again, the mattes just didn't perform like I wanted them to, and neither did the shimmers. I do like the look that I created. I mean, the look turned out okay, but it just took a lot more finesse and work than I thought was necessary. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not thrilled with these palettes, and maybe I just got a bad batch. I don't know. I know that happens sometimes. You know, sometimes the batches are a little bit different. But yeah, I was pretty disappointed in those. Pretty bummed. So yeah, those were my worst makeup products of 2021. Number 9 is one thing I do not want to see in the makeup world in 2022, and that would be gimmicky makeup releases. There were a lot, I felt like, in 2021. Just makeup releases that were centered around like TV shows or movies or singers or actresses or I don't know. But I just kind of got tired of it because they just seemed kind of silly and not really true to who the person is or the movie or the song, or I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of a good example. I guess the Prince palette would be one of those. I just felt like it's like this way to draw you in, but then once you get in and you actually see what the product is, it's like, oh. One thing that really bugged me, and this was not released in 2021, it was released, I think in 2020, was the Friends release that Makeup Revolution did. You know, every character had their own palette, their own lipstick, their own eyeliner, what have you. And I thought, okay, like to me, it just seemed strange because Friends was really popular when I was in college, like 20 years ago, back in the Stone Ages. And I thought, why are we doing this again? But I know that things kind of like resurface and kind of like, I don't know, have their moment in the sun yet again. But I just felt like it was just, I don't know, overkill. And so I really hope that that kind of chills out in 2022. And then another thing is the constant palette releases. That really kind of gets old for me. And I love ColourPop. I mean, this is just a brand that I'm using as an example. I know there's a lot of other brands that do it too. But I think when you're constantly cranking out products, I think the quality does suffer. Like I just showed you those two palettes. And that's just one little example. But I do feel like when brands just are constantly churning things out, the quality suffers. And also I think like let the palette or the product kind of live in the sun for a little while, you know, let it have its moment. Because I think when you're constantly cranking out products, then it all just kind of gets lumped together and it's like this mad rush to get everything. But then you're not really enjoying it because you have to get the next thing, especially when you have a YouTube channel. You know, like I want to enjoy the makeup that I get. That's part of the reason why I stopped getting BoxyCharm and Ipsy for a while, is because I just wanted to enjoy what I have. And it's hard to do that when you feel this pressure to like get the next palette, get the next palette, get the next palette. And I just have decided I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to get the things that speak to me and that I think look beautiful and that I know I would enjoy. And the rest of them, someone else can have. And the last question, number 10, is one thing that I would like to see more of in the makeup world in 2022. And that would be more indie brands. And I think also more creators featuring indie brands on their channel. I think the big brands have kind of had their moment, their 15 minutes of fame or whatever, however you want to word that. But I think it's really important to give a lot of support and love and respect to indie brands because it's not easy to do this. Shakara, Queen Nubia Cosmetics, the owner of that brand, she's a really good example of this. Like I've said in another video, she has a family, she has another career, and she's doing this, creating this beautiful, amazing makeup brand in her spare time. And I think those are the people that really need our support. These like one woman shows or one man shows that are really like digging in deep to create their dream and to really make their products, you know, get out there on the market and you know, grace all of our lives with those things. And so those are the brands that I really want to see being promoted on YouTube and just getting the recognition and the love that they deserve. So I really hope that in 2022 that all these amazing indie brands get to just shine and show us how amazing they are and that everybody knows how amazing they are. All right, so those were my answers to the 10 questions that Angelica Lyremar created for her Makeup in Review 2021 tag. I'm so happy and so grateful that Angelica tagged me. This is so much fun to do. I'm definitely going to have Angelica's channel linked in my description box. If you're not familiar with who she is or you have not yet subscribed to her channel, I don't know how that's possible, but please go to her channel and subscribe and watch her videos. She is amazing. And I would also love to hear your guys' answers to these questions. Please let me know in the comment section. I'm gonna have all 10 questions listed in the description box, so please go there and then answer the questions. I would love that. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day or evening to sit down and watch my video. It always means the world to me. If you have subscribed or you would like to subscribe, do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're aware of all of my future uploads. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care, you guys. Thanks again. Bye.